God didn't make you so. He, as we are told, that He made us in His image.
Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. The performance today will be reacting to a video titled "A Young Black African Asks Sheikh Ahmed Deedat, Why did God create black Africans to suffer?" Wow, you can tell this is really an interesting question. As you know, we are all Christians, but we believe there's a need for us to be able to learn from one another so we can make better decisions. Today I'm here with a guest,
Micah.
Andy. So let's start with the video. Go.
The second question is that.
Your second, a little louder, a little louder.
The second question is that. Why we hear that, and the Bible tells us that God created a man, and so we have a different nation here, population here. So now, why did God allow blacks to be suffer?
Okay.
Now I will explain.
Very interesting question.
You see, it's the creation is a creation of God. But mankind, he creates his own standards of judging. Like, for example, we are told by certain groups of churches that the black people of the earth are the children of Ham. You see, Noah, you heard the name Noah, after the flood. In the Genesis chapter 9 you read, Noah, after the flood, him and his three sons, Sam, Ham and Japheth, they started growing grapes. And from the fruit of the vine, they fermented the wine. And Noah drank too much. And he was lying naked. I'm reading this from the book of Genesis, chapter 9. And out of his three sons, Sam, Ham, and Japheth, Ham saw his father's nakedness. Sprawled out on the ground naked. And it was a big joke for him. So he laughed. Who laughed? Ham. You know how you spell Ham? H-A-M, ham. Ham. H-A-M, ham, you also spell for that piece of pig. See? You know the Englishman, he loves ham and eggs. Ham and eggs. How do you spell ham? That's right. So this person's name was Ham, one of the sons of Noah. His name was Ham. And he saw his father's nakedness and he laughed. Big joke. The other two sons, they felt remorse, ashamed of the father's condition. So they took a piece of cloth and they walked backwards and they covered up the father. The father, in the meantime, he knew what was going on, but he was too dead drunk to do anything about it. But when he came into his senses, he began to curse. And you remember the curse? He said, "Cursed be Canaan, for a servant of servant thou shalt be unto thy brother." You attend Bible class, don't you? You remember this? "Cursed be Canaan, for a servant of servant thou shalt be unto thy brother." So they tell us in a system, they say that we black peoples of the earth are the children of Ham. That fellow who behaved like a pig, laughed at his father's nakedness. So as such, we are to become the hewers of wood and the drawers of water. So they want to see to it that you keep to your role. Your role is sweep the streets, carry the rubbish bin, work in the factories, whatever. This is your menial labor, that is your destiny. Now this is the invention of man. See, man's own invention. God didn't make you so. He, as we are told, that He made us in His image. He made everybody upright. He says, He, the Lord, had made man upright. Upright means straight, going straight. So the invention of man, the devilishness in man, is finding excuses to how I can discriminate against you, create theories, weave stories, fairy tales, and around these fairy tales, I find justification for keeping you down. Now, the Holy Quran, this book of God, the Quran, our religious book, it gives us an explanation of the theory of race. And I would like you to judge whether it answers the problems of mankind or not. It says, and I'm quoting in Arabic the original, and I give you the translation. It says, Ya ayyuhan nas, say, O mankind, the whole of mankind, whether Africans, Indian, Chinese, Eskimo, everybody. Ya ayyuhan nas, O mankind, inna khalaqnakum min dhakarin wa unsa. It is we, God Almighty says, we who have created the male and the female.
Okay.
We have created you all of a single pair, a male and a female. وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلًا. And it is we who have made you into nations and tribes. What for? To discriminate against one another? No. It's لِتَعَارَفُوا, that you may recognize one another. This Mr. John is a Zulu, that Mr. John is a Xhosa, that Mr. John is a Swazi, that Mr. John is an Englishman, that Mr. John is a Frenchman, that Mr. John is a German. For the purpose of recognition, he has made you into nations and tribes. But since man has a sickness of wanting to discriminate on false premises, so God Almighty gives us the standard. We all have a tendency to behave like that. All. There is no exception. There is no nation on earth who is an exception to this rule, that everybody wants to create standards of judging other people as inferior to themselves. You said the African just now, and I accept that the African is, in the South African context, he is at the lowest rung of the ladder. Economically, educationally, in the professions, he is at the bottom rung. That we have to agree. But now among the Africans, we have Zulus. I was questioning the students. I says, are you all Zulus? The majority way. Some said no, she is a Xhosa. Somebody said something Chwana. But now the majority of the people that are here in this institute are Zulus. Am I right? Right. Now ask the Zulu. Ask the Zulu, what is Zulu? Izulu. What does it mean? Izulu. The heavens. No? Izulu. You are the heavenly people. Izulu. Yes, that's in your mind. Izulu, we are the topmost people. Among the Africans, who is the greatest tribe? The warrior nation, the topmost nation? Your title, the name, your name of your race is also Zulu. Izulu. And what about the others? What do the Zulu say? Isilwane. Am I right? What does it say about the others? The Xhosa, the Swazi, the Chwana. What are they? Isilwane. No, this is the nature of man. Everybody. The Arab said, I'm the Arab. Means we are the eloquent people, and the rest of the world is ajam, meaning dumb. The Jews said we are the children of God, and the rest of them are Gentiles. You know, Jews and Gentiles. What is Gentile? Means unclean, filthy, dirty people. All the rest of the world uncircumcised, filthy, dirty people. This is the nature of man. Every human being on earth, whether he is an Indian, whether he's a European, whether he's an Englishman, he feels better than the German. The German feels he's better than the French, and the French feels he's better than the Italian. So this is the nature of man. So God Almighty, He gives us a standard. See, since man has the sickness of creating false standards for himself, this Creator, God Himself, He gives us a standard of judging between people. And the judgment is, it says, Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. So most certainly, the noblest in the sight of God is he who is the best in conduct. Not good or bad, not rich or poor, not black or white, but the best in conduct. If your behavior is better for mankind than mine, you are a better person. If my behavior is better than yours for mankind, then I'm a better person. It has got nothing to do with your race, your language, your color, or your riches. This is the standard as given by God Almighty in the Holy Quran, standard of judging between one and another. Your behavior, your conduct, your good behavior. Any other question?
Wow. What an educative message from Sheikh Ahmed Deedat. You can tell this is really very educative. As he has rightly said, God never created black Africans to suffer. And in short, not just black Africans. I think God never created anyone to suffer. And you know, the standard or the conduct in which we judge each other based on just like you rightly say, a German man will always tell you is better than an American man. You see someone from London, he will tell you is better than someone from Russia. You see someone from Russia, he will tell you is better than someone from Ukraine. You see someone from Nigeria, he will tell you is better than someone from Ghana. Wow. So I believe, just like he has rightly explained in this video, God never created anyone to suffer. Though I accept the fact that most African countries we are still developing. You get, most African countries we are still developing. So because of that, you might see that if you go to the Western countries like London, like America, you see the rate of development there is higher as compared to Africa. But I don't believe God created us to suffer. That's why we are in the situation, or we are in the position in which we are right now. I believe God has given everyone the capacity.
Yeah.
God has given everyone the ability for us to be able to fend for ourselves. So I believe God, though, if you go to most of these Western countries, just like he has rightly explained, you see some of this dirty work, menial work. It's mostly the black
Blacks.
people. But they never forced those work on them. You get, they are the one that accepted those work. So it does not mean God created the black Africans to suffer. I believe Africans, we are strong people. We are strong people. We can also make our countries proud. We can also develop our countries. Just like you see Dubai. Dubai was like a desert. But if you talk about Dubai right now, everyone wants to go to Dubai. That shows they have really worked hard to bring the country to where the country is today. I believe if every African country were also, to work hard, we can develop the countries, and we can develop our country, and we can also feel proud of our country. So what do you also think?
This message is very educative. Like, personally, sometimes I do imagine if God really created Africans or blacks to, not really in the context of suffering, but generally if God created the blacks to be in different form when it comes to like everything. But according to this man's message, I've now realized that your behavior in the society would make a difference, like the group you will belong, whether good or bad.
Okay.
So the message is really educative. I'm impressed.
Wow. What do you also think?
You know, I used to think the same way that God created Africans or blacks to suffer, to do all the worst,
Dirty work.
yeah, all the worst possible jobs. But I later realized that no, God did not create anyone to suffer. It's the part of the world that you find yourself in. Because for the African part of the world, there is no higher education, no better facilities and improvement there. So if a black person finds himself in Europe or the Western side, he does not have the qualification to get a nice job. He has to find a job that suits his qualification. So
There's a point in that.
I wrapped my mind around the point. I realized God intentionally did not create anyone to suffer. It's where we found ourselves that make the difference. So this topic is over.
Wow. So regarding what you said, I think we really have to analyze this. We really have to analyze it. If you look at it properly, you see most of our brothers that, they, even traveling to a country like US or traveling to Canada or London, it's not a small money.
Yes.
And yet, most of the black African, they want to travel abroad. They want to travel outside the country. But what break my heart the most is that most of them, not most of them, let me just say 99%, or let me say 80% of the blacks that succeed in traveling abroad, they end up doing all this menial work. I know you rightly say from your point, you rightly say, because most of them, they don't have the qualification to go for better works.
Yes.
That is a very good point. That is a very good reason. But I still believe some of them, they have the qualification.
Yeah, sure.
But nevertheless, they still end up doing all those menial work. And believe me, no one will like to, where you get an opportunity to be in an office, sitting down in an AC, you say no. You want to be in the sun, you want to do all this menial work. No black Africans like that. But I believe, just like we have in black countries, just like we have in black countries, there are some dirty works over here.
Yes.
That you think, even we black, most of us, we don't want to do the work.
Very true.
And if you travel abroad, you see, it's like those work are more available in abroad. Even in Africa, yeah, those dirty work, like packing of the dirty and all those things, you can, being a cleaner, you can easily get those work even without any qualification. I believe that's how it also is in abroad.
Yeah.
And even the white also, I believe most of them, they don't want to fit into doing all those work. But because the blacks, you can easily get those work. I believe that's the reason. That could be another reason why most of the black, they end up doing those work. And knowing that the pay you get from those work is better than the pay you get if you are working in your own country. That could also be a reason. So you can tell we have really learned a lot from this video. We would like to hear your comments. What do you like about this video by Ahmed Deedat, answering a question: why did God create black Africans to suffer? And which other of his video would you love us to also listen to and react to? Don't forget, click on the subscribe button, click on the like button. Do have a nice day. Love you. Bye.